So I got some really big news, and this is news that a lot of us have been waiting for. This is something that we needed to hear. And if you're in the Flex brand, or if you're looking to get into the Flex Power Tool brand, this is awesome. Or should I say, real nasty. Now, I got a new saw release, or actually two new saw releases, and this ain't one. What do I have for you? Well, let me scroll down on this PDF, and those are some of the bat rays there. But look at this. We got not one, but two brand new table saw releases. This is the information that was sent over by a suspicious source. Can't tell you who, can't tell you when. But what I will tell you is it is legit. But I got two new table saws. Now, there has been some rumbling about Flex table saws and were they going to release one soon. And I'm going to tell you straight out, they needed a table saw. Not only do they need a table saw, they needed a miter saw. It was sort of that center hub. I've been saying it for a long time. It was a center hub that if you were going to go out and buy the drills and the impacts, well, the people in the carpentry industry, they needed to have a table saw and a miter saw. I do not see a miter saw being that far off now that we have two announcements for table saws. So let me show you just a little bit of what I have. So there's going to be an 8 1/4 and a 10-inch, and there's going to be something on here that I'm going to show you that you're absolutely going to love. Now, I'm going to tell you here in a bit what I'm seeing, but I want to know if you can see it yourself. Sort of like a Where's Waldo, right? So this is the 8 1/4 inch compact table saw. This is the model number right here. It says best in class rip capacity, 20.5 inch blade left clearance, 25 inch blade right clearance, rack and pinion fence system, which is always something you want to see. That is fantastic. And I'm hoping it's going to be pretty freaking good, which I would imagine everything I've tried with Flex so far has been real nice. So I would imagine this is going to be smooth. LED work light on the fence, which I've never seen that before. An LED working light on fence illuminates work when cutting. That right there, pretty awesome. Side extension table, so it's going to allow you to cut bigger projects. But I want to show you this, and this is going to be on the 10-inch as well, but let me show you. So right here, you got the battery power indicators. It's going to tell you how much battery power you have left right there on the saw. You don't have to no longer go back to the battery that's in your saw and hit the little button. It's right here. There's a battery indicator right there. That is super freaking cool, number one. Number two, this is what they did that was smart. And no, you do not need an accessory. You don't need to buy anything special. It comes built into the saw from what I'm seeing. This is an AC-DC adapter, meaning that this saw is going to take not only the bat ray, but they will allow you to plug this in. Why is that huge? Well, number one, there's a lot of tool companies out there that don't want AC anymore. They just don't want you using a cord because they want to keep you in that bat ray platform. What Flex did here is smart if you ask me, because now if you're in the bat ray platform and you're thinking about getting into that saw, that's fine. But if you're not and you want a table saw, and if you're hearing this thing's pretty good or it's powerful, or if you just like this table saw for you, maybe you're sitting at Lowe's or Acme Tools or Ohio Power Tools, and this is sitting there and you say, I want to use this saw, I want to buy this saw, but I don't want to get into the bat ray platform. Now you can plug this thing in. You don't need a special adapter. You don't need any power brick. It just plugs right into the saw from what I'm seeing. That is huge. Real nice, like, if you ask me. So let me show you the 10-inch saw. And these are really the only pictures I have. It's kind of a bummer. I would have liked to have seen more and got a little bit more information. However, this is what I'm having to show you right now. 10-inch table saw. This is the model number right here. It's Cut Sense. Stops cuts after material is passed for better runtime and productivity. So there's almost like an AI in this thing. It's telling you, or it's telling itself, that the cut has went through and it's going to shut down. Instead of this thing running while you're moving your piece of woodage and then you have to shut it off, it's going to sense that there's no longer the woodage on the table. Not only that, that's a little bit safety. You're adding safety now to a table saw. You're pushing that wood through instead of leaning over or trying to pick up that piece of wood while the saw is still going. You know what I'm talking about. You're trying to hit the button when you try to take the wood off or whatever. You don't have to worry about that anymore. It will shut down when it's done cutting. It says here, industry leading cut capacity, first cordless 10-inch table saw to cut 4x4 lumber in one pass. So basically, I think what they're saying there is you're not going to be able to cut one 4x4. You're going to be able to cut multiple 4x4s much longer. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. All I'm hearing is it says first cordless 10-inch table saw to cut 4x4 lumber in one pass. So it's Supposed to have a crazy amount of runtime from what I'm hearing from the bat rays. Now you got the rack and pinion fence system again on this table saw. Allows for better alignment and accurate cuts. I love the rack and pinion systems. You know, the Milwaukee IAs have it, the Waltz have it. It's a must-have. You don't want to be messing around with the fences, and then have it. They're a must-have when you have a table saw. LED work light on the fence as well. Look at this. Let me show you something. I didn't even notice this here. This is the LED light. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, this thing's going to break. Why would it break? I don't think it will break. I mean, you're not using this thing as a hammer, right? This is the LED up on top. Let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit. All right, I zoomed it in a little bit. Check that out. That is an LED system. Now, how this works, I don't know. Does it take a special bat ray? I would be surprised if it did. Somehow it's probably connecting into the system. They're very good at adding things like this. I don't know how this works. Maybe it does take a double way. I would doubt it though. That is so freaking cool, and that's going to illuminate your work. So even if you're working in those darker areas like a garage and you just don't have the light, you want to be protecting your fingers and your face. This is cool. And then this battery power indicator is really cool if you ask me. Now, there's one thing that I'm not seeing on this table saw or table saws. It's a little bit upsetting. I ain't hearing or seeing nothing about no turbo button. Now, Flex, as you know, in recent videos I had posted about you not adding the turbo button on every single tool is that you always add the turbo button. I'm hoping and I'm praying that there is a turbo button on these saws. For what reason, I don't know, but it must be there. Now, let me put one more thing out there. The Flex Founders Lifetime on the tools, bat rays, and the chargers. From what I am familiar with is that the Lifetime Founders is going to stop at the end of this year, which in actually in like 15 or 16 days from now, at the end of 2023. I'm not really sure if they are carrying that over to 2024, but I don't even think you can buy these yet. But I'm telling you, if you buy them within 2023, you're going to be able to get that lifetime warranty. They should be available pretty soon. As soon as they're available, I'll put them in the link in the description below for you to check these out. But I'll tell you, I am really, really excited about these table saws. I mean, extremely excited. Now all they need is a miter saw, and I'm sure they're probably working on one if they drop the table saw. This stuff, I'm telling you, the stuff that I have been using from Flex, it is crazy awesome stuff. It is pro level stuff. This table saw, I cannot wait to try this thing out. It looks awesome. I don't know anything about the RPM. It's a limited information piece that I have right now. There's nothing about RPM or, all they're saying is this thing is industry leading cut capacity and, all that stuff. The work light, I think, is really cool. The indicator light is really cool, telling you how much power you have left. And I love that you can plug your cord directly into this saw without needing an adapter or anything. Anybody will be able to use this, and I think that was really smart on them. Now, I want to know what you think. Leave me a comment in that sweet comment section below. What are you thinking about this? Is there a turbo button on this? What do you think about the light? Just let me know what you think in the comment section below. I don't have a price, by the way, for this either. There's no price on this piece of information that I have. But I really want to know what you think. Also, leave me a comment. Get subscribed, hit the bell notification. Look for upcoming videos we're going to bring to you. I got one coming, I hope, later today that I think you're really going to like. And check out this video right here. Back with more videos soon.